So Epic Games gave a GDC presentation on upcoming features for Unreal Engine 4. However, they talked about more than just engine features, and they discussed the Epic Games Store, exclusivity with specific projects. They talked about the successes of Fortnite and how to translate that into developers, and it turned into more of a state of Epic Games, more than just Unreal's future content. And the moves that they are making are very much encroaching on the territory that Valve has held for a long time. Valve holds a majority stake in the online digital distribution of games on the PC, and as it currently stands, Epic wants that share. Announced today, Epic will exclusively deliver the following games for the PC platform through the Epic Games Store: Afterparty, Control, The Cycle, Dauntless, Industries of Titan, Journey to the Savage Planet, Kind, Phoenix Point, The Sinking City, Spellbreak, Solar Ash Kingdom, and The Outer Worlds. That last one seems to sting for a lot of people out there, as The Outer Worlds is one of the highest anticipated games for anybody that's a fan of the Fallout series, which is everybody. This exclusivity deal is only for 1 year, and it's not even exclusive just to Epic, it's also on the Universal Windows platform, but the point is, it's no longer on Steam, and it raises a couple questions. Is it okay for a developer to use the much more populated Steam platform to advertise their game, and then pull the download to then use on a more profitable, for the short term, platform? Also, is it okay to deceive customers by promising a specific thing and then making another thing happen before release day? Epic also announced that David Cage's games Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit Become Human are now going to be released on the PC, taking away their exclusivity from the Sony platform. And while all of this is going on, Epic Games also announces a $100 million grant for creative projects being made on the Unreal Engine or just related to the Unreal Engine. This is a grant where people can pitch ideas directly to Epic Games, and they don't even need to be software titles. It can be multimedia experiences, it can be media in general, and this grant is quote-unquote no strings attached. Epic, quote, wants to be able to share the success of Fortnite with the developers of the community. So $100 million is up for grabs. However, each individual project will get between $5,000 and $50,000 based on their pitch. A link to more information to that is down in the description below. On top of that, Epic announced that Metro Exodus sold better on the Epic Games Store in the same period of time that Metro Last Light sold on Steam. And then, in an interview with The Verge, when asked about Steam's curation problems and specifically Rape Day, Epic CEO Tim Sweeney said, quote, Epic has two different philosophies. When we're building tools, we respect developers' complete creative freedom. It can be used for the development of anything that's illegal. You can make a game we disagree with, but we'll turn down crappy games that are submitted to the Epic Store. We're not going to accept pornographic or shock content of any kind. We're not in the porn business here. PC is an open platform, and those devs can reach gamers any other way that they want, end quote. And in an interview with PC Games M, Rami Ismail, the developer of Nuclear Throne, in response to a question about Metro's Exodus from Steam, quote, the only thing I will argue in Valve's favor is that it was a game that was up for pre-order that was pulled. I think being transparent about that messaging is important, but Valve arguing anything being unfair with the position they're in, they just got out-businessed. I'm sorry, it sucks to be you. There is an entire generation of indie game developers that got wiped out because of an algorithmic change in Valve's recommendation algorithms, and Valve said, well, that's just what the data says. Well, here's what the data said. It said that Metro Exodus is not on Steam because the deal Epic gave 4A Games was better. To call that unfair, but call all they do just data, it couldn't have been a funnier statement from that perspective. So everything I just reported on took place over the course of 3 hours on March 20th, 2019. Epic is very obviously gunning for Valve's position, and to be completely honest, are spotting a few holes in Valve's business practices that they are attempting to fill to make themselves look like the better party. That said, there have been a few situations over the last couple of weeks that do not color Epic in the greatest light either, such as tracking Epic Games Store user data specifically on the Steam platform without telling anybody about it, and everything that went on with Spatial OS and Unity back in January. Look it all up. As I've said before, Epic Games is very much playing what leans more towards an evil role, whereas Valve is very much a chaotic neutral, unless you're a developer, in which case you probably have a lot to say. If I were to editorialize here for a moment, the thing that makes me the most mad is that I understand Valve has enough resources, both in terms of finances and employee talent, to be able to fight the situation. The problem is, the fundamental philosophy of their company, which is just baked over time based on many different opinions of a flat management structure, state that they have to be as neutral as possible because it's impossible for an entire group of 300 people to agree on something so dramatically that they can all take a stand on something that may be controversial. You're going to have a lot of different opinions coming in at once, and that boils down to the old office politics problem that have canceled many games in the past. We are all sitting here waiting for the Knuckles, Valve's HMD, the Steam U update, and hopefully 3 VR games releasing in 2019, but I promise you, most of those are not going to happen this year, if at all. And to be completely honest, when these things do deliver, However, they will not live up to expectations 100%. We first learned about the Knuckles 2.5 years ago. We first learned about HLVR 3 years ago. We did first learn about their headset only in November of last year, but the new Steam overhaul is 10 years overdue, and Valve takes forever to be able to ship anything because, of course, these things, they take time. Valve is running out of time if they want to be able to remain important in the general gaming scene. Epic's practices are anti-consumer and possibly illegal, but unless somebody with just as much power as them tries to take them down, nothing's going to happen. And the only company that has a stake in this fight comparable to Epic's is Valve. And as we all know, they don't have the best track record of being active. Thanks for watching. Follow my Twitter and Discord if you want to keep up with all the real-time news as it happens. And thank you very much for watching. Have a good day. Adios.